idea from Sunday's message and deliver it to you in a small, portable package. So my daughter this past week was talking to me about the sea turtle problem. When sea turtles hatch at night, they make their way to the sea by following the light of the moon. They get protection from predators, and they feed there in the sea. But the problem is that light pollution from streetlights or from storefronts distracts the turtles, lead them in the wrong direction. So instead of making their way to the sea for some nice algae, they end up at the local 7-Eleven, which would only be a win for them if they had opposable thumbs and could enjoy a nice cherry Slurpee. The scriptures declare that there's all kinds of lights that we could follow, and we're talking about the earliest Christian creed called the Apostles' Creed, which helps us to find our way to the true light, the light of the world. So after the first line talks about God the Father, it talks about Jesus the Son and spills all kinds of ink talking about who Jesus is. But the first line simply says, I believe in Jesus Christ, God's only Son, our Lord. Now each generation has its own polarizing figures. You either love them or you hate them. Justin Bieber, Miley Cyrus, Sarah Palin, or her stunt double Tina Fey, or finally Jar Jar Binks. But nobody has been more polarizing in all of history than Jesus. Nobody. And some of that's because of the most audacious claims ever made about him. Here's what the New Testament book of Hebrews says about Jesus: that the Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word. These are crazy and audacious claims, but the author of Hebrews knew that there's all kinds of lesser lights that clamor for our attention. And some of these are good things: people's approval, money, sex, status, independence, hobbies, stuff. Some of these are really good things, but when those things become ultimate things, it's like we're building our lives around cheap flashlight gods. They work for a little while, but like most cheap flashlights, they don't last long. So we cycle through our lives around a relationship, around a career, around a hobby, until we come to dead end, dead end, dead end. And in our raw, honest moments, we know we're just fumbling around the dark, trying to find a little bit of light to live this life. The story of Jesus is the story of God sending the radiance of his own glory, the representation of his own being, to come rescue us from fumbling around the dark with false flashlight little gods, to be the definitive light who finally guides us to our true home. A couple questions for you this week. One, what are the cheap flashlight gods you've already cycled through and recycled through over the course of your life? And two, are you open to inviting Jesus to shine more of his light into your life? For all of us, the invitation this week is to get rid of cheap flashlight gods and to let Jesus shine his true light into our lives, to lead you and I into our true home. Thanks so much for joining us this week on Sunday's Best 3